The video that triggered your boy Zack like I've never seen before. Yes, Thinking Critical did a review of the new Batman #1 from DC Comics by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. Jorge Jimenez has been on the book for a while and is continuing on with the book. Matt Fraction actually is continuing on with Chip Zdarsky's continuity, which is questionable to do. I don't know why you'd even bother with that, to be honest. But all these guys are friends in the industry, so they continue with that stuff. And Wes gave a review of it. It was an 11-minute review. It was very detailed. He gave a bunch of detailed examples on things that shows he has a very deep knowledge of comics and actually does care about comics. Your boy Zack got really, really mad about it. And his Batman review flipped out at Wes rather than actually talking about the Batman book. Now, I read the book so I could kind of know what I'm talking about. And I would say I would not read an issue #2. I think the art's fine. It looks good. And the story just did not grip me. I think they don't know what to do with Batman at this point because there's 18,000 million Batman books. And unfortunately, they really don't want to progress the character for real and have him age and things like that. Dark Knight kind of already did that, right? But, to actually do it in continuity and have it, work like that because they want to keep that trademark or whatever it is. And so they're just in a rut. And I think that's a problem with a lot of the major superhero characters. That's why you see the best runs usually in the last 20, 30 years are not on Batman or Spider-Man or Superman or the characters that you really, really know. They end up being on just side characters that are not really well known, like Daredevil or Moon Knight or something like that. And because they actually are allowed to develop those characters. And that's a huge problem with the comic book industry in general, is they're not allowed to develop those characters. Now, what your boy Zack is mad about is that Wes has a sponsor. Oh, no. This is something to cry about. A YouTuber has a sponsor. I'm shocked. I never have sponsors, so if you are worried that my reviews were inappropriate or whatever because of anything, I'm only telling my own opinion here. And it's because I just sell my own books, and that's what I do here. And everybody gets so mad in my comments. I love it. I love shooting down the comments. It's my channel. I'll do whatever I want. Shut up. But yes, this is my JDA Comics Substack. I'm posting up webcomics for free for you guys just to get you in on this. So sign up in the description below. Get in on here. I also have a web store. I have all of my books available all the time. I don't do any fear of missing out sort of things. I want you to read. I want to cultivate a group of readers. That's what's important to the channel here. And I would recommend starting with Overmind or Deus Volt. These are great jumping on points for my series. Those links are in the description below. Thank you guys so much for building this. Substack's over 1,000 people strong. Thank you for reading. It's been amazing. And as we're building this, like I said, the reason I don't really care about the comments is it's working. I'm growing the Substack, guys. And I'm very, very happy with how it's all progressing. We have a lot in development, and I can't wait to get a lot of these books to you as well. So the review here is Batman #1 review. Did DC finally get it right? And Wes goes on it, and here it is, 616 Comics with code Thinking Critical. So he's obviously getting some metrics there for the 616 Comics there. It's a comic book shop that's sponsoring him. And a comic book shop's sponsoring him because a comic book shop knows that he's a very well-known comic book YouTuber who talks about comics. The readership there is probably likely into comics. Now, this appears to be a situation where your boy Zack is really mad and jealous because it's like, gosh, I wish that I was getting this. And look at it. He even titled his review, Conflict of Interest. Look at this. Corrupt YouTuber shills overpriced variant covers in his review of Batman #1. Okay, now let's break this down a little bit. So this is basically your boy Zack's review, and if you listen to both the reviews side by side, Wes is kind of not that enthusiastic about the storyline. Zack's kind of not that enthusiastic about the storyline. Wes thinks the art's pretty good. Zack thinks the art's pretty good. So what's Zack's contention? They literally have pretty much close to the same opinion on a comic. If Wes is rating it a 7 or 7.5 out of 10, maybe Zack's rating it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. It's pretty dang close to what their exact thoughts are. But I guess Zack's just mad that Wes is, let's see, 1.8K views on it. Wes gets 10K views on it. I think we can see why Zack's upset about this. Wes is now viewed as the go-to person for honest critique on comic books, and it's because he's honest about it. And so I've talked about this before. I understand his business model, and I would actually do very similar over here, and I'd love to do this as well. I just can't keep up with modern comics. I don't want to buy an issue and just like have the creative team cycle 6 issues later, and then some transgender person takes over and it just becomes terrible. Because I've been burned long enough in the comic industry, and most of the stuff is so terrible that it's just unreadable. I think Wes is a little too optimistic and a little too nice to Marvel and DC Comics when they're just they are horrible SJWs. They're the same people that were there all along. Nothing's changed, and they throw in some people like Matt Fraction, who also is an SJW, just not quite as bad of an SJW as like the weird transgender person writing Supergirl. So it's like, okay, I'm not here to dig this hole of not that bad. So I don't pick up these books. What I'm reading is a lot of older books. I finished Sandman Mystery Theater. We talked about that in the last video. I try to sneak in these talks of like older books into these because if I did it, this is the thing. You can talk about Batman #1, and that's why like people paid attention to it. I did it for a bit. I did Spider-Man #1 when they did the Zeb Wells one a couple years ago, and that video went pretty viral because people are looking it up to see if it's worth checking out. When that's the case. When you do Sandman Mystery Theater Omnibus, there's like 10 people who want to watch that content because nobody actually cares about the old comics and nobody wants to talk about anything old. The comic industry is very much a cult of the new sort of situation, which is really, really sad. So I did finish that Omnibus, so I am going to have a new weekend read. I don't know what I'm going to read yet. I think I might start on Criminal Volume 2, the hardcover. Because the Criminal TV show is going to be coming out, I think, early next year. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. The first one was really, really good, and I've only read the first hardcover so far. And so that might be where I go. If you have any suggestions for what you might like me to read, description below. I would love to hear from you. So this is the review, and this is the problem. And so, according to Zach, so what Wes says right here is like, go to this is my sponsor 616. I've got a code Thinking Critical. They have a lot of stuff over there, including some variant covers of Batman. So if you do like Batman and you're interested in it, go pick it up from there. And that's that. And so one open disclosure that the guys that they're being sponsored. It doesn't sound like Wes is actually shilling any potential product like exactly. But he is relating it to Batman because he's making a Batman video, so that makes a lot of sense. It was just a 20-second promo, like at the beginning of the video. Doesn't hurt anybody. He talks about the book here, and there's just the problem, like with this, like the problem with everything else for me for these books is there's just not character development. I want character development for my stories, and that's why I write my own, because my characters can develop. But there is no real character development in DC Comics, and that's the main problem. So you can see this, like, shills overpriced variant covers in his review of Batman. Now, again, this is a 11-minute video, and he's talking about 30 seconds of a promo spot, which is a sponsor of a comic shop. As if that's the whole video, and the review is just secondary. So your boy Zack lies about the entire situation here, and then he goes on to do, like I said, his own review of Batman, where he pretty much agrees with the exact same thing that Thinking Critical's saying on it. So it's like, what is it, like these guys? It's not like Thinking Critical's like, this is the best comic ever. Buy this variant cover now. No, he didn't do that. It's ridiculous. And so it's just misrepresenting the video like your boy Zach's doing pretty recently. Like I said, I would not read this comic. I don't think it's worth it. The art's fine. I think the art's pretty. There's just not much to latch onto. And it just seems like something that's being rehashed over and over and over again that really doesn't matter and isn't going to have an impact on things. But apparently that's enough to trigger your boy Zach over here. Absolutely crazy that he's doing this. And I think it's jealousy because... again, like when you look at like his what he critiques these days, he hoped, I guess, to be a leader of this comic movement and really lead the culture in the way he wanted. And it just didn't work out because he was not a very hard worker and didn't get his books out on time. And so these YouTubers really lapped him and like got further than him. And even though Wes technically has half the subscribers, Wes is like really the person that everybody looks at as this is the authority on comics at this point. And so God bless him on that. Good job of doing that. That's a good thing. Like, and he's a nice guy. So like, why do you care about that? You shouldn't. But Zach's even more triggered because Zach really wants to get in with the comic industry. He's always wanted to write for Marvel and DC Comics. And when a comic shop sponsors Wes, he's like, why aren't comic shops sponsoring me? It gets even more of that like gamma rage going out into him. And that's kind of what I see as the analysis on this front. Very, very sad to watch this. When I made my video earlier this week, people immediately said, "Oh my gosh, like you should see what he just posted." Because again, Zach then posted this like right as I posted my video, just going at Wes like for making a review of a Batman book where he had pretty much the same opinion of the Batman book is just ridiculous. Like, dude, get off the internet and like, I don't even know what you like to do, Zach. Like, apparently you don't like to read comics, so find a hobby, live, laugh, love. I don't know. What's your advice for your boy Zach? Leave a comment down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to sign up for my comic Substack where I'm giving you some comics. I appreciate you guys for reading. All the readers are the best, and thanks for making this a success. Grab some books in the online bookstore, guys. I have no, I don't accept sponsors. I actually get a lot of emails asking for sponsorships. No interest. I really just want people to read books, and that is the only thing I care about. That's the only reason I'm here, and I hope you'll check them out. I hope there's something that speaks to you, because I kind of write enough where I try to make a little something for everybody. That's kind of the goal. That's what comics should be, right? That's what DC and Marvel forgot, and I appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back soon.